Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to getting well-informed, digging into information so you don't have to wade through it all.
That's the idea.
Today, we're diving into some interesting bits from the Level Up Your English with Real Conversations podcast.
Right, the one aimed at intermediate to advanced learners.
Exactly. It uses these natural dialogues. And our mission here, really, is to pull out the best insights on learning English effectively from how they do things that you can actually use, wherever you are in your learning journey.
Sounds good. Where do we start?
Well, the first big thing that jumps out from Level Up Your English is how much they stress hearing real spoken English. They're pretty clear. No textbook scripts, just the way people speak every day.
Okay.
Why is that kind of, unfiltered approach so important for you as a learner?
Yeah, it's fundamental, really. It's about getting a feel for the language as it actually lives and breathes. Textbook English can be a bit sterile.
Like a perfectly arranged photo, maybe.
Exactly. Whereas real conversations are more like a busy street. There's rhythm, flow, interruptions, filler words like and things you just don't get from a script.
Right.
And for you, learning to navigate that, to understand native speakers when they pause or use casual phrases or even slightly bend grammar rules on the fly, that bridges a huge gap.
The gap between knowing the rules and understanding actual speech.
Precisely. How often might you misunderstand someone just because of the way they hesitated or phrased something casually? Listening to authentic chat trains your ear for all of that.
Makes sense. And it's not just random chatter either, is it? They seem to cover a lot of practical, everyday situations.
Yeah, things like talking about your day, food, work, travel.
The stuff you actually need to talk about.
Exactly. And that gives you vocabulary, sure, but maybe more importantly, it gives you context.
Context. Okay.
So you're not just memorizing words off a list. You're hearing them used in, real situations, like hearing someone describe their morning routine naturally.
Gives you a pattern, a way to talk about your morning.
Yes. A mental framework and the specific language chunks you might need.
Okay, so it's about authenticity. But I notice it's not just passive listening, is it? They have these moments where they ask you, the listener, to actually do something. Like describe your last meal out loud or talk about a trip.
The active practice element.
Yeah. What's the value there? Why is that important for your learning?
Well, it taps into a really core principle of effective learning. Listening is great for intake, for comprehension, but producing the language, actually trying to speak it, even just thinking the sentences in English,
that makes it stick.
It makes it stick much, much better. It's active recall. When you try to remember the words and structure to describe your day, even just in your head, you're pulling that information out.
Like flexing a muscle?
Sort of, yeah. It's like retrieving a file. The more you do it, the easier it gets. It's way more powerful for memory than just passively hearing it again. There's actually a concept in language learning, the output hypothesis. The idea is that forcing yourself to produce language, to speak or write, actually pushes your understanding and ability forward in a way that just listening or reading doesn't quite achieve.
Interesting. And they even suggest recording yourself speaking and then comparing that to native speakers. That sounds a bit intimidating, maybe.
Yeah, it can feel a bit awkward at first. Most people don't love hearing their own voice.
Tell me about it.
But that direct comparison, that feedback loop, it's incredibly valuable. You suddenly hear things, maybe pronunciation quirks or intonation patterns that you just weren't aware of before.
So you can actually hear the difference and adjust.
Exactly. It's a powerful way to self-correct and fine-tune how you sound.
Okay, that makes sense. Something else that really struck me was how they weave in specific language tips, like right into the conversations.
Practical phrases.
Yeah, like they give you exact phrases for ordering food. I'd like the chicken curry, please. Or, can I get the veggie burger? And casual ways to talk about food. It's so tasty. Or, this is spicy. That feels super useful, like stuff you can use immediately.
Absolutely. And that's key, isn't it? It addresses your need for language you can actually deploy right away.
Yeah.
Instead of just abstract grammar rules, which are important too. But this gives you concrete chunks of language for specific situations. Here's what you say when you're ordering coffee. Knowing those things can be a huge confidence booster.
Definitely. And it wasn't just food. I remember they did the same for travel stories using past tense verbs like I went, I saw, I tried.
I got lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Very practical for telling a story. And then work phrases, too. I work as a,
At.
I'm responsible for. And even social stuff like we hang out, we catch up. It's like they're building you a little toolkit.
It is like a toolkit. And notice how it's integrated. It doesn't feel like a sudden grammar lesson dropped in.
No, it flows. It comes up naturally because they're talking about, well, ordering food or going on holiday. That makes it feel more organic, less like you're being taught, and probably makes it easier for you to absorb.
Yeah, less intimidating. They also tackle some common mistakes, right? Things learners often trip up on.
Like the classic do versus make.
Right, do homework, not make homework. Or pronunciation things like tricky vowel sounds or intonation. Why specifically call out those common errors?
Well, awareness is the absolute first step to fixing anything, isn't it?
True.
Many learners make the same mistakes over and over without even realizing it. So by explicitly saying, hey, watch out for this, and giving clear examples, the podcast helps you become conscious of it in your own speaking or writing.
So you can catch yourself.
Exactly. That focused attention plus practice is how you break those ingrained habits. Sometimes in language learning, errors can kind of fossilize. They become permanent if you're not aware of them.
Fossilize. Okay, don't want that.
Definitely not. So conscious awareness helps prevent that.
I also liked the interactive bits. They set up these little mini challenges like, okay, now you describe your favorite food or tell us what you did yesterday, and then there's a pause.
Yeah, the simulated conversation.
It felt like that, a low-pressure way to practice speaking on the spot.
It is. It gives you a safe space to try it out in real time. Those little pauses, they nudge you to think quickly, formulate a sentence, which is exactly what you need for actual conversational fluency.
Right, bridging the gap again.
It's a bridge from just understanding to actually producing the language spontaneously.
And then finally, they address that common frustration, understanding quite a bit, but still finding it hard to actually speak fluently.
Ah, yes, the listening-speaking gap. Very common.
Their advice seemed really encouraging, basically. Speak every day, even if it's just talking to yourself. Describe your room, your plans, and crucially, don't wait until you feel perfect.
Yes, that is so, so important. The psychology of learning a language is huge.
The fear factor.
Absolutely. Fear of making mistakes can completely freeze learners up. So that advice, embrace imperfection, see speaking as practice, not performance, is vital. It helps you keep going.
Make it part of your life.
Make it part of your life. Narrate your day in your head in English, watch shows, listen to music. Just keep the connection active. It's about continuous improvement, not sudden perfection.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive into level up your English, the big takeaways seem to be listen to real, natural conversation.
Definitely. Crucial for understanding flow and rhythm.
Actively practice. Don't just listen.
Get that output going.
Yeah.
Speak, think in English.
Focus on practical, usable language for everyday stuff.
Your toolkit phrases.
Be aware of common errors so you can fix them.
Self-correction is key.
Use interactive practice to build fluency and confidence.
There's many challenges.
And maybe most importantly, keep a positive, proactive mindset. Don't wait for perfect.
Embrace the journey, make it daily.
Right. So, bringing this all back to you, the listener, here's something to think about. Consider one specific area of English conversation where you feel maybe a bit stuck. Could be talking about hobbies, could be contributing in meetings, maybe just small talk. Inspired by some of these ideas, the real language, the active practice, the focus on usable phrases was one small thing, one concrete step you could take today to, well, level up your own practice in that specific area.